I'm like taller than
Okay,
you here. You should step up here.
rolling.
Hi, I'm Miranda Lukaniuk for Port Hope Ward 1, and I'm here with my neighbor,
Lindsey Marshall.
Lindsey. Why don't you tell us about what you do in this community?
Well, first I work for the Kawartha District Pinehurst School Board. So in addition to that, one of my main passions is working with people experiencing homelessness. So I work at Transition House in Cobourg. It's Northumberland's only emergency shelter situated in Cobourg on Chapel Street. I also am employed for YWCA Crossroads. Similarity is also a shelter, but it is for women and children that are fleeing domestic violence, fleeing abuse, human trafficking, that sort of thing. I have had the opportunity to work at our Next Step program in Port Hope. That is also a part of Transition House. I have not worked there very often, but I do know enough about it. It's a 5-bedroom home, and that is for men that have been dedicated to securing housing, to maximizing their income, to working on life skills programs. And I think because of all this combined experience, I was approached by the Port Hope Health Center to sit on the board of directors to advocate for homelessness within our community.
Amazing. Wow, you definitely are a person that has a lot of knowledge about the pulse of the disenfranchised population in our community. And there is a lot of talk during this campaign with a lot of candidates and mayoral and council members about affordable housing and solving these types of problems in Port Hope. Did I hear you mention that there is one program going on that's state funded in Port Hope, but it's only geared to men?
Yes, that's right. It's only geared to men. As much as we would like to have it for both men and women, we are only funded to staff that program for the day, Monday to Friday. So we just cannot house the men and women together in that kind of environment. So if we had the funding, if we had the staffing, we could possibly look at something like that. Although we would also need another place to rent because that is only 5 bedrooms.
And I also am aware that there is other things going on in Port Hope, such as charity work, Greenwood Coalition and such things like that, that are funded by voluntary donations and volunteer work in our community. What would the difference be between a charitable organization that caters to these issues and these tragedies of late and a state-funded program or a municipal or county-funded program?
Well, we are responsible to report all homelessness within Northumberland at the shelter. So that means anytime someone calls the shelter seeking shelter, the police call, any kind of community partners call for us, we have to provide the data that then goes to the county once a month to show that we need the funding to keep Transition House going.
So there's definitely scrutiny involved and results to be made.
Oh, for sure. And also every time someone is housed, we also have to put that forward. And then when they lose that housing, we again have to talk about.
So if we want to solve the problem, accommodating, adding more affordable housing to our community, would you say that is just enough, just the affordable housing? Or what would you encourage our municipal government to start with accommodating that?
Well, affordable housing, Miranda, that's great. That's awesome. But we can't just have affordable housing. People can secure affordable housing, but it's sustainability. We need to teach people how to sustain the housing once they have it. We need to follow them up once they've sustained housing. We need to offer programs so that they can learn how to budget. They can learn how to cook on a budget. They can learn how to utilize other resources within the community, say that the utility programs where their utilities are less or their Wi-Fi. All those things, we need to educate. Affordable housing is just not enough.
So we definitely need programs that are scrutinized and held accountable in our community to ensure that affordable housing is effective in solving a lot of problems with our disenfranchised population.
Oh, 100%. 100%.